Once upon a time in a small village, surrounded by vast rice fields, there was a mouse named T. T was a clever and agile mouse, always finding ways to get food and avoid danger. One day, while wandering in search of food, T accidentally fell into a jar full of rice. At first T was very scared and tried to find a way out, but after realizing that the jar of rice was not dangerous, T began to feel comfortable. The jar was full of rice, and T no longer had to worry about finding food. T started eating rice then sleeping and then eating again as life became very easy and comfortable. Day after day, T continued to eat and sleep in the jar of rice. T became fat and lazy. T no longer cared about finding a way out of the jar. T thought he had found his paradise. But then one day he realized that the jar of rice was almost empty. T began to worry and try to find a way out, but because he had become too fat and lazy, T could no longer jump out of the jar. Then he felt regret for not trying to escape earlier. In the end, he had to wait for help from outside. One day, a little girl named Lan passed by and saw T in the jar of rice. Lan felt pity and decided to help T out. Lan carefully lifted T out of the jar and placed him on the ground. T felt very grateful to Lan and promised never to let himself get into such a situation again. T learned a valuable lesson, that one should not become too comfortable and lazy but always strive for freedom and independence. From then on became more diligent and careful. T always remembered the lesson he had learned and never let himself fall into such a difficult situation again. As life became better, and he was always grateful to Lan for helping him out of the jar of rice. One day while walking on the village, T met Lan again. Lan was very happy to see that T had changed and become more diligent. Lan and T became close friends and often helped each other in life. T always remembered the lesson he had learned and never let himself fall into such a difficult situation again. As story is a valuable lesson about diligence and caution, and never letting oneself become too comfortable and forget the importance of freedom and independence. T learned that life is not just about eating and sleeping, but also about striving and making efforts to achieve better things.